Hello, my name is Diana Williams, and I'm getting ready to publish my first novel ever in a few months, and I'm super excited. So anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about it and to introduce you guys to Allure Factor. So the book I wrote, it took me about 2 years to complete, but the idea originally came to me. Because I remember when I was a little girl, my father used to make up these bedtime stories for me about a little black girl named Princess Ebony. And I, of course, was Princess Ebony. And I loved those stories. And what I realized, though, is that my father was doing it out of necessity, really. There weren't a lot of really they weren't really any stories about like little black girls doing really cool things like being a princess. And so that was part of what I was thinking about in the story. But I was also in a place too. I was working for like a humanities council, and it was after like the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. I lived right outside of Charlottesville and worked at UVA for years, and so there was all this sudden increased focus on diversity and inclusion, but it wasn't real inclusion. It was just like tokenism 2.0. And that's what I was also seeing in some of the characters that were supposed to be people of color, but were being written by white people, and so didn't actually sound or feel like the type of black people that I know, and the type of black person that I am. Like it just wasn't true representation. And so I feel like the stories that I want to see, there are a few more in this space, especially writing young adult like fantasy and science fiction, which is what my book is. There are more people of color in this space where it's not enough. Like we should be telling our own stories, and we should be doing it in ways that are authentic to our lived experiences. And so that's part of where Allure Factor comes from. It's set in Hampton, Virginia, and there's a specific reason why it's set in Hampton, Virginia. Hampton, Virginia is where the paternal side of my family is from, and it's also where the paternal side of my family was enslaved. And so we have very deep roots there. It still has a very large black population. You'll notice in the book, there's actually only like one white character. That is reality for a lot of people in this country, and it seems crazy, but in places like Hampton and Atlanta, you can go your entire day and be completely surrounded by people of color. And so I wanted to set it there because of its historical significance to me, and also because of its historical significance to the country. Point Comfort, where the first enslaved people landed in this country, I should say, the first Africans who eventually, many would be enslaved, landed right off of the coast where Hampton is in 1619. So there's a lot of significance for me personally, and a lot of significance for our country. So I wanted to set it there. And Alora is, the book begins when Alora is getting ready to turn 13 years old. And what's tradition in her family is that at the age of 13 is when your powers are given to you by one of your ancestors. So the backstory, and some of this that you'll get in the book, is that in the 1830s, three of Alora's ancestors, Mary, Suki, and Plenty, based on the good deeds that they were doing shortly after they had escaped, they were visited by the goddess Ocean, who's a Yoruba goddess, and she gave them those powers in exchange for continuing to do good in her name. And so they turned their attention to social justice. The names actually Mary, Suki, and Plenty, or have some historic significance. Back in the day, I did marketing and communications for Baxter, an American History show. And I was doing some research for a post that I was getting ready to put onto our blog. And I was looking at a list of, they were described as Seminole Negroes. And it was a list that included some individuals who were claimed by a woman named Nellie Factor, who, based on what I've read so far, was actually was believed to have been a Seminole woman. Um, and on that list were the names Mary, Suki, and Plenty. And I thought to myself, I would love to write something around that. Those are such cool names. I know Mary's still pretty common, but Suki and Plenty, like those are cool names. And so I thought Mary, Suki, and Plenty. And so it kind of like grew out from there. So Allure Factor. Book starts, we're on her 13th, the day before her 13th birthday party. She's going to get her powers. But there's a lot of complex things going on in her life. There hasn't been a Factor female born in over a generation, so she's the first in a long time. The two other females in her family who are currently in the field, because it's been more than a generation, they're starting to get older. The work is starting to get more complex. And now there are beings from another realm that are coming into ours, and they don't know why. And so part of what happens on Allure's journey in the first book is trying to figure out how she can fill this role. Where does she fit in? And what does all of this mean? Like, what do these beings want? Why are they here? And what happens if she can't get rid of them? So my eye is watering so much. My allergies are so bad right now. So that's it. So I just wanted to give you some background information. There'll be more things coming out. There's going to be like a newsletter and all these kind of fun things. I'll be posting some lost chapters and things like that. And I'm even thinking about doing like an app. Like I kind of want to have like an entire universe for people who are fans of the series, and it will be a series. Book 1 is completed. I'm actually halfway through writing book 2, and I have 2 other series that I'm working on that are unrelated to it. So I'm super excited for this next chapter of my life. I'm excited for all of you who are going to choose to take this journey with me. And I look forward to connecting to you more in 2022. Thanks a lot. Bye. Hi, Diana here, reminding you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell if you would like to hear from me over any other content creator in your life. Like, hello, why wouldn't you? You see this. Anyway, and also share it. Like, please share this content. I think, my whole purpose for this is for other people to like understand this journey that I'm on. I don't think everybody talks about it in the way that I talk about it. I know other people are doing it, but like, hello, this little black girl right here is doing it too. And I want to tell you how I experienced it, especially as I continue forward on my path of discovery as an author and as a self-published indie author, because it's coming. All right. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.